Good morning, second grade math students. How are you doing today? Great. I'm here to work with you with subtraction word problems. And we are going to be on page 261 in your workbook today. And the lesson is 6-7. And it's a problem-solving lesson. It's a reasoning lesson. It looks like this. We're going to do the solve and share together, and then we're going to do one more problem on the back page of the back of the solve and share, 262. Okay, so the focus question is up at the top, in the corner actually, on your page 261. Okay, and let's read it together. I can reason about word problems and use bar diagrams and equations to solve them. One more time, we're on page 261. Lesson is 6-7, and this is the last lesson in this subtraction unit, unit 6, or topic 6 as Envision calls it. All right, one more time. I can reason about word problems and use bar diagrams and equations to solve them. So when they say reason, they mean that you could think about it and devise a plan, which would involve a strategy. Okay, and a model. So up until now, the bar diagrams in the book looked pretty similar to this parts and total, but it's getting different. And it's getting different where the bar diagram actually represents the portion. Because in this one, it's just part total, and both of the parts are equally the same distance. But a true bar diagram will have one of the parts represent the number. Let's say it's 50, it'll be larger, and if the other part is 25, it would be about half the size of 50. Okay, and we'll discuss that more when we get to it. But right now we're going to solve the solve and share, and I'm going to read it to you. You're going to need your whiteboard and a marker and some way to erase it. You can also always use your base 10 blocks. Okay, and if you don't have a whiteboard and a marker, you could use paper and pencil. All right, I'm going to read it, and you can read it along with me. Farmer Davis has 52 chickens. Farmer Phil has 15 fewer chickens. How many chickens does Farmer Phil have? So right away, I'm going to go into I'm going to grab my pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and circle 52 and 15, just like I have taught you before in word problems. Circle the numbers, and then underline some important words. Fewer is an important word here. Fewer. How many chickens does Farmer Phil have? Okay, and then the next part says, do you add or subtract to solve this problem? Explain why. Solve, show your work. So if you add to solve this problem, you would take out those numbers and you would start thinking about them. 52, Farmer Davis, and I'm going to put D up there, 52 chickens. Farmer Davis, D, has 52 chickens. Farmer Phil has 15 fewer chickens. And his name is Phil. It starts with a P. Fewer. So now they want to know, how many does Phil have? So you could solve this as a subtraction problem to get your difference. But you can also solve it as an addition problem. Okay, and then you would need to add 15, what Phil has less, to an unknown, we don't know, the unknown, okay, and then the 52, the total that Davis has. So it just depends on which one works better for you, subtraction or addition. So I would solve it as a subtraction problem, and I would go ahead and use break apart numbers. Okay, and I would break this into 10 plus 5. Okay, and I would minus the 10 first, and that would give me 42, and then I would minus the 5, and that would give me 40 minus 2, break apart the numbers again, equals 40, and then I still got a minus 3, and that would equal 37. So my answer would be 37. Farmer Phil has 37 chickens, which is 15 less than Farmer Davis. So if you did it the addition way, you can do an increasing number line, and you would start at 15, and you needed to get to 52. So you would count up, and then stop when you get to 52, and then count all your jumps. So I'm going to count up starting in tens. So I'm going to go 110 to 25, 35, 45. Now I can't do another 10 because that would put me over at 55. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to write plus 10 equals 25, plus 10 equals 35, plus 10 more equals 45. So now I have plus 30. But I'm not there yet because I need to get to 52. So I can add a 5, and that gets me to 50, and then 2 more gets me to 52. And so I have to add all those up. So I have 10, 20, 30, 5, 6, 7. And so I would put the 37 in here, because that's the amount of chickens that Farmer Phil has. Okay, and in a sense, I've already double checked my work because I counted up, just like I would using the number grid. So this is your problem and reasoning. Reasoning and problem solving. You think about, when you reason, you think about what they want you to solve and how you're going to devise your plan and what strategy are you going to use to solve it. And you've got a huge toolbox of strategies already, both in addition and in subtraction. So that brings me to the bar diagram. So we're going to turn the page to the guided practice on page 262. I lost my sock. There it is. Got my sock. Ooh, I'm going to have to wash this sock. And I'm going to erase. And I actually don't like using the green. I'm not sure how this ended up in my box, but I'm going to use the black because it erases a lot better. So I have my whiteboard, and it's page 262. And the problem reads, Joe has 46 crayons, so I'm going to write 46. Tamila has 18 more crayons, 18 more. How many crayons does Tamila have? Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to circle 46. I'm going to circle 18, and I'm going to reason, and I'm going to devise a plan, get a strategy going here. So Joe has 46 crayons. I'm going to put J above the 46. Tamila has 18 more crayons than Joe. So that's not Tamila's total. How many crayons does Tamila have? Tamila's going to have the end. So Tamila has 18 more. So that means plus. So Tamila's crayons are going to be here. That's my unknown. It's going to be my sum. So if you were going to do a bar diagram, you are going to have the total up top. And then down below, you're going to have one that represents 46. And then you're going to have the other one that represents 18. And you see how my 18 is smaller because it's a smaller part than my 46. Okay, and then we add them together to get our total, which is how much Tamika has. Tamila. Tamika's a book. Tamika's a character in a book that I read this year. My best friend, Tamila. Very similar, except the L is a K in that book. Tamila. I like both those names. And that's going to go right in there. That's how many she has, because she has 18 more. So you see how it looks very different than the parts and total on the bottom, because this part is proportional to 46 and that part is proportional to 18. So we could use many of our strategies to solve this. We can use open number line, we can use break apart numbers, we can use partial sums because it's an addition. We haven't used that one in a while, so why don't I model that one for you? So partial sums would be 40 plus 10 and 6 plus 18. So 40 plus 10 is 50 and 6 plus 8 is going to be 14. I think, right? 4 plus 4, 10, right? 4 from here to 10 and then 4, 14. And then you add them together. So 0 plus 4 is 4 and 50 plus 10 is 60. So 64. And that is your bar diagram. Bar diagrams will help you when you start doing fractions in 3rd grade because they're proportional. Proportional means with the right amount in proportion to the number. This is not proportional. This is just 2 parts. So proportional. So because the 46 is bigger, it represents the bigger amount on the bar diagram. And they're introducing it now because it's going to help you build your foundation for fractions next year. Okay, so I have just enough time to double check this, and I'm going to come over here and get my 100 strip grid, and I'm going to find 46. And I'm going to count up 18. So that's 10 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 64 is where I landed. And that was the answer I got. So Tamika has 64 crayons, which is 18 more than Joe. Okay? All right. So you have a good rest of your day. Finish the workbook pages for this lesson, and then we're going to start going into fluency practice activity, and on Wednesday you can go ahead and take your Unit 6 test. Okay, and you could once again take the assessment practice in the book. This is what it looks like right here. Or you can take it online. If you take it online, I can see what you do, and your parents can get a printout that will help you, then they can help you use that printout to help you fine-tune your skills before the end of the school year and the skills you'll need for next year. Okay, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.